Hey guys, welcome back. So, I want to share some tips that I learned while I was on my trip in Europe. So, I did research about driving and getting a rental car because the cost of hiring a driver for the places that I was going was a little bit expensive. So, yes, you can do luxury travel, you can do budget travel, you can do in the middle travel, and I was in the middle. So, I had did some research about driving in Albania. They said it was safe, it was fine. Nobody told me that when you drive in Albania, 95% of the roads are one lane. One lane each way. So coming from America where we have two, three, four, five lanes, this was a big change for me because everybody, like even here we drive at our own pace, but there it was a struggle. So you can only pass on the white lines. I did not know that. You can only pass on the broken white lines, like how you can here. But it's a risk that you're taking because there's 9 times out of 10, there's always oncoming traffic. So you have to gun it if you're going to do it. You can't just drive slow. Like, no, you have to drive. You can't play around because you're literally risking an accident by trying to maneuver around. So that was one thing that I learned. The second thing that I learned was in Montenegro, whew, it's the same thing, one lane. So I'm driving to Montenegro from Sarande to Couture or Budva. It should only be a 6 hour drive. Y'all, it was 8 hours. 8 whole hours. Why was this drive 8 hours? Because they're doing construction. However, the internet is not up to date with the construction. And I just so happened to meet a couple that got married there. And they said that they've been there 3 times in less than a year. And that the construction was supposed to be done by the time they got back in September for their wedding. Guys, it wasn't done. So they are doing construction now. So a drive that's normally 30 minutes easily will take an hour, hour and a half max. Like, and I stayed in Kotor Bay. I'm just gonna say, don't drive at night. Like, I did not drive the car at night after like 7 o'clock because it gets dark early in the fall. I didn't drive the car because they don't have like railings like how we have here. So you're literally on the bay. It's one lane. Um, it's like an alley where I was staying at. So it's one lane to get in and out of this road. So if you have two cars coming at the same time, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to stop because another car is coming. And also, I can't swim. I don't want to be in the water. So just be mindful of where you're staying at because, especially if you're driving, because it can be dangerous and scary. They also have a lot of winding roads. Montenegro means Black Mountain in Italian. Montenegro is literally a mountain. So as I was driving in from Albania, I'm coming down a mountain road that I was not expecting. So, just something to prepare yourself before you attempt to drive. So in Albania, they use lek, and it's about the same rate as a euro. So you know how some countries are or cities are weekend, or you know how some countries are weekends, cities or countries. Montenegro to me is a weekend town. Even when I asked like the concierge at the front desk, like, hey, like it's Friday night, what can I do? And they're like, oh, you can go up the street to, like the main, like you can go up the street to the town because they're party. But then if you go to Porto Montenegro, Like you'll have a good time, but it's not like the time that you may want to have because it's more laid back and reserved. So just be prepared, like if you do go like a Thursday to a Sunday, so that you'll get the most out of your experience there. um Always, of course, plan your itinerary, plan for the traffic in between if you plan on going for like in the next 2 years, because they said it's going to be done in a year. I don't see them finishing that road in a year. Like, I'll insert some footage of the drive, but y'all, also the signage, a ticket because the signage wasn't clear. And as the officer's giving me my ticket, I'm like, well, they did the same thing. And they did the same thing. He's like, well, I didn't see them. So as he's pulling off, someone else literally did the same thing that I did. So it wasn't a me problem. It was a signage problem. And I think that the Montenegro government needs to fix that. As a black woman, did I feel safe traveling in Montenegro and Albania by myself? Yes. I felt safe. I was out in Sarande. I was out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning having a time. When I say having a time was had. Like Sarande, they have a special place in my heart. Also, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so they say, oh, if you go to Sarande, you can go to Greece, Corfu, Greece. It's a 30-minute ferry ride, blah, blah, blah. No one ever disclosed that is a hour time difference. So I missed the first ferry that by the time I got to the ferry port. I missed that ferry. I missed the 4 o'clock ferry. The next one wasn't until 6. We get there at 6:30 Albanian time. By the time my phone connects to the new time zone, it is now 7:30. I had an 8 p.m. reservation. I wasn't going to make it because I wasn't staying the night. So I just had to go into the town to eat, drink, be merry. So I didn't go. I did have fun. I was in Corfu, Greece for 2 hours. I had a time, yo. Well, a real quick time. So the food was okay. Needed a little salt, a little pepper. Oh, but I don't even know how to say it. Whatever. I'm not going to mess it up. But that was delicious. I went and got some gelato. Yo, the lady was on my back in the store. She bumped past me. I was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. She comes back out, bumps into me again. I don't say anything. As the line is moving up, she's like on my back. So I'll say, hello. She's like, hi. I said, can you back up? I don't understand. You're on my back. I need you to back up. You're too close. This is personal space. Back up. It's not that hard. So yeah, it gets a little, and I actually have never experienced that in Europe, and I've been there several times now. So that was my first experience with like the lack of personal space. But yeah, I do have to go back to Sarande, and I do have to go back to Greece. When I say I just had an amazing time, I met some amazing people. The food was good. They say Sarande is cheap. In comparison to other European destinations, yes, but honestly, I feel like it's just like going to like some of the food places, like going to a restaurant here. Also, the beach clubs, the beach clubs, the beach clubs. Sarande is known for their beach clubs. Samil is known for their beach clubs. Now, they're cute, some of them. We went to Prince of Hotels and Samil, and that was gorgeous. And for the price that they wanted for the cabana, it was only 100 euros. And to some people, that's a lot. But 100 euros, it came with the cabana as well as a bottle of champagne and a fruit tray. And he was like, yeah, that's going to run you another 60 euros if you were to get it separate. So by the time you do that, it just makes sense to get the bid with the Prosecco. But the person I was with was like, let's try another one because she didn't like the vibes. Okay, cool. So we go to Orange. We like the vibes, but you literally get what you pay for. So it was cheap. I think we paid 30 euros for the day bid. Yeah, for the bid. There was no waiter, no waitress. We had to go to the bar to get our drinks. Um, and it was a little vibe too. It was a vibe. Um, and the beds were dirty. I wasn't a fan of Orange. But they do have a pool and they also have the beach. And there at the beach, they have the water cars, the jet skis, and kayaking and paddleboard and stuff like that. So it's fun to go to do things, but if you're looking for a more luxurious experience, I would definitely suggest Principal Tids over um, Orange Beach Club. I'm never flying Turkish Airlines ever again. So they canceled my flight from Albania to Istanbul 5 days before the flight was supposed to take off. And whenever I reached out to them to try to reschedule, they were like, "Oh, there's no way for us to reschedule you." And I'm just like, "But you guys have partner airlines," and they were like, "No. If you do that, you'll have to cancel your whole flight." So I ended up spending $800 additional to come home. I had a layover in Athens, Greece, and that was a thing within itself. I did end up picking a good hotel. It was like inside the city center, so that was good. But the food there in Athens, and granted, it was like carry out kind of like late night stuff. It wasn't too much stuff open, even though it was a Saturday night. Um, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan at all. I actually left the food in the hotel room. It was disgusting. So, if you guys do decide to go to Greece, I'm not saying don't go to Athens, but I do suggest, of course, visiting other towns. They have fresh food, amazing food, and yes. Did I feel safe in Athens, Greece? Yes. It was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning there as well, and I'm outside walking around getting food. So, yeah, and you can always like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can continue to give you guys great content. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see, what you guys would like to hear. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.